When a guy says, send me a picture, what color of underwear you wearing? Come on, like, respect yourself, boy. Respect yourself before you wreck yourself. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Belinda and I go by the name of Belinda Chosen. If you are new here, you are welcome. Thank you guys. Welcome back to another video. So today what I want to talk about is setting boundaries while dating. For us, boundaries may look different for every one of us. There might be some areas where some of us are stronger than the other, areas where some of us are weaker than the other. But without further ado, let's get right into this video. So what does boundary look like for you and me while dating, especially Christian dating? What does boundary look like for you and me? Now, I've talked to my other, friends, Christian friends, and I've asked them about setting boundaries and what their boundaries are. And most of the times our boundaries are similar and most of the times they're different, and also based on each individual and what you can handle. I just want to talk about some basic boundaries that I believe that everyone should set, especially in a Christian relationship, Christian dating. Some of the boundaries that we should set. And one of the boundaries that I really think is very important is hanging out after a certain hour. We all know weird things happen in the dark. Weird things happen after hours. You know what I mean? I think we all can agree that, hanging out after a certain time, after a certain hour, you are just putting yourself in a dangerous spot. You are just putting yourself in a place where you are going to be tested or tempted, and it's not even necessary. But sometimes, as much as we may think we are strong, we often end up in that position where, oh my gosh, now we're tempted. How do we get out? How do we run through that door of escape? Personally, like I said, boundaries, my boundary may look different than your boundaries, or where I'm strong may be where you're weak, or where you're weak may be where I'm strong. From personal experience, hanging around with the opposite sex at a specific hour, I think is very dangerous. And I have set the boundaries for myself where after 9 o'clock indoors, it should not be possible. Especially if you live by yourself. And I live on my own. I have my own apartment. So for people who live on their own, I think it's even harder because you don't have anybody there with you at the house. You are chilling with them at the house by yourself. Anything can happen, and it doesn't even have to be after dark or after a certain hour for you to be tempted, for certain things to happen. It could just be hanging around by yourself, alone in the house, without anybody holding you accountable. Also can be very dangerous. We all know, like, people think, because you're a Christian, you've decided to wait for God, that you have this extra power not to fall into temptation, not to fall into sin. No, I'm flesh, I desire, my body wants what my body wants, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So I just feel like hanging out at a certain time at the house or during the day is very dangerous. I think what makes it easier is if you guys want to hang out, to hang with a group of people where there's less temptation, where you guys are, not left by yourself. You are at an age where, the hormones are raging, to tell you the truth, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, that's one of the boundaries I think we should set is, hanging out after a certain hour, or just hanging out in general alone in a closed space with nobody else there. Things can happen, whether it's in the house or hanging out in your car at a certain time. Things can still happen. Don't think, oh, because I'm not in my house or there's nobody here, we can hang out in the car after a certain hour. Things can happen in the car too, okay? Come on, man. Let's be real. Let's keep it real. That's another one. Another one that I'm going to personally set as a boundary is talking on the phone after a certain hour. Talking on the phone after a certain hour, I believe, is also one. I always tell my friends this joke. I don't know if I'm joking or if I'm serious, but I'd say it as a joke. I tell them, like, honestly, my brain don't function well after 10 o'clock, and especially after midnight. Weird things happen, weird conversations happen, you know, like things happen in the dark. Like, I don't want to be on the phone at, like, I call it ungodly hours. Ungodly hours. I think anything after 12 a.m. is ungodly hours. So I've done that before, where like you're on the phone so late at night and stuff like that. And from personal experience, I don't think it's a great idea. This is something I want to incorporate in my next relationship, is not speaking after a certain hour. I don't think I want to be on the phone. No, I don't think, I know. I don't want to be on the phone at 2 a.m. in the morning. What are we talking about at 2 a.m. in the morning? Are we prophesying at 2 a.m. in the morning? Are we casting out demons at 2 a.m. in the morning? Huh? Are we like bombarding heaven with prayers? Are we shaking the foundation of the ground? What are we, Paul and Silas at midnight? No. Like, what are we really discussing at midnight, or not at, or at 2 a.m. in the morning that can't wait till the day? And I'll be honest with you guys, I've had conversations go left after a certain hour. And for some of you, you can probably be on the phone at 2 a.m. and you're fine, and you guys are prophesying and casting out demons. More power to you. Good job. But for me personally, boundaries, like I said, may look different for you than it looks for me. Speaking of the hours of, you know, ungodly hours, like I like to call it, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 1 a.m., no. And if we are chilling outside or hanging out outside without a group of people and we're just by ourselves, I would like to end our time together by 10:30 or 11 p.m. with the exception of, like, maybe we went to go see a movie or something, or we're only able to catch a late movie, and let's say the movie ended at 11 p.m. Okay, now it's ended, drop me home, or I'll drive myself home and we end there. And also maybe went out for a dinner and maybe there was traffic or something and we got home late, fine. But if I'm going to be hanging out with him at least after 12 p.m., it has to be a special circumstance where it was a whole bunch of group of people and we were not by ourselves and we're being held accountable. That's another one. Another boundary, like, I would like to set in a relationship, for me personally as well, is going on vacation. I see a lot of people who are in a godly relationship. Remember, we're not dating like the world is dating. Like, you know, people who are in the world who are dating do all sorts of things, correct? But you want to seek righteousness and holiness, and you really want to devote yourself to God and let God be the center of your relationship and use your relationship to glorify God. So one of the boundaries that I would like to set is no vacation. No vacation. We are not going on vacation alone. That is setting up ourselves for failures. You are literally just willingly by yourself opening wide the door of temptation. You guys are in a different country by yourself. You know, the scene is nice. You're on a beach. You're in your bathing suit or something like that. And what are you guys going to do? Get different hotel rooms? Even if you get different hotel rooms, you're still going to be hanging out together. Like, you might still end up in his hotel room or vice versa, and then you end up falling asleep, and things can happen after ungodly hours, even before ungodly hours. I just think vacation by yourself is a no-no, unless, let's say, you're traveling back home to introduce him to your parents and your parents don't live where you live, and then you guys are accountable because you're probably staying with your parents, you're probably staying with a family member, and you guys are held accountable. In the case where, you know, your parents are not in the same country, but you guys are flying back to introduce each other to introduce them to your family and say, you know, mom, dad, this is the man I want to marry. Other than that, I don't encourage flying out of the country together unless you guys are going in a group, unless it's a group trip where, you know, the girls stay together and the boys stay together, or like I said, we're flying back home to meet our mom or our dad. and where you're staying with a family member and you're being held accountable and you're sleeping in different rooms. I think there's nothing wrong with that, because there are some circumstances where you might have to travel together, but in the circumstance where it's just vacation, I don't think it's wise. Personally, I don't think I'm strong enough to handle it. I'm not going to put myself in that position. There's just certain things that I feel like it's just common sense and we can avoid. And yeah, that's another one. Sleepovers are dangerous. Like, I don't think sleepover is a good idea. Like, if already speaking at a certain hour of night on the phone or hanging around at a certain hour of night is already a struggle or not wise, I don't think sleeping over at each other's house is also a wise idea, because you know, you guys, when you sleep over, what he's gonna be, he's gonna sleep on the couch and he's gonna sleep on the bed. Like, whether like I just would not like to put myself in that circumstance to find out what's gonna happen. Sleepovers are not a good idea. I had many friends tell me like they did that and they ended up falling, and they weren't as strong as they thought they were, and they ended up falling into temptation. Not that there's not grace when we fall, but sometimes, like I said, certain things are just common sense. Just common sense. Another one is this, like I said, again, just want to remind you guys, like, my boundaries may look different from your boundaries and your boundaries may look different from mine. To be honest, I'll be very, very transparent and very real with you guys. At a point in time, I had decided that I wasn't going to kiss until I get married, because I felt like, not because I thought kissing was a sin or, you know, people couldn't kiss before they got married. It's just based on what each individual can handle. If I feel like I can't handle kissing, it might make my body hot and I can't handle it, I said like I would choose to abstain from that. And some people just prefer not to kiss because they don't want their body hot, and probably because it's a weakness for them, you know what I mean? So I said to myself, I'm like, I'm not gonna kiss because I don't know if I can handle it, because I'm waiting. What if every little touch is just like, ooh, 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 you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather just not do that to myself. But I've just been thinking to myself, you know what? I don't mind kissing. That's for me personally. I don't care to kiss, and I don't really care if we do, but if there is kissing involved, it can be like we're making out or French kissing, nothing like that. We have to greet each other with a holy kiss, literally. Holy kiss, okay? Because from kissing, it can go further than that. Kissing might just seem innocent to some people, but when you're passionately kissing and stuff like that, it can lead to other stuff. You know, it's just the reality of it. That's what I think. And I don't really care to kiss, and I don't really think it's a bad thing to kiss while you're dating. It's just the whole making out and French kissing and stuff is not my cup of tea. Like, I would really actually try to not kiss before marriage and see if I can do it. But I don't mind a peck on the lips. I don't mind kisses on foreheads, on my cheek. But those passionate kiss, we can save that for our wedding night. That's another one. Like, that's another one for me personally as well, is kissing. Okay, kissing. I've met some people who say they can't kiss without wanting to have sex, and it's the truth. My friend had told me like he can't kiss without wanting to have sex because kissing turns him on. So he'd rather not kiss at all, because he knows for him that kissing turns him on. And for some people, kissing don't turn them on. For some people, kissing do turn them on, and some people just choose not to kiss at all, and which is okay. I'm up with that. If I don't have to like even peck or kiss, I'm fine with it, because if I waited this long, I can wait a little bit more till, you know, we get married, and then we can kiss as passionately as we so please and desire. That's another one. I didn't write any of these down. I'm just going based on the top of my head. Another boundary that I think is also good is having accountability. It's not really a boundary. It's more of being held accountable. having somebody who can hold you accountable. Even if you fall into temptation, having that person that's going to be alongside you, encouraging you and praying for you and just holding you accountable, I think is really important for you to have an accountability partner and for him to also have an accountability partner. And when I say accountability partner, not a single friend, not a friend that's single. Do not use your single friend as an accountability partner. What it's I think someone in a relationship, someone more experienced, or even better, somebody married, or somebody like very mature in the faith, like someone way older than you, just to pray with you, encourage you, and hold both of you accountable. If you have anyone in your circle who you really trust, who you look up to, like a mentor or a mentor, that could also be an accountability partner. If it's a mentor that's very strong in the Lord, whether they're single or not, I don't mind. But if it's my single friend that's also struggling in an area where, you know, they're waiting for the Lord and we're being tempted with temptation and all that stuff, I don't think that's going to be a good accountability partner. Because in the past, I've had friends who is also struggling in that area, and then I will come and be like, oh my gosh, I need help in this area. They'd be like, girl, who cares? Whatever happens, happen. I literally had somebody tell me, just have sex and then pray and ask God to forgive you after. I'm just like, what? Imagine, let's look at it this way. Imagine you have a child or you know somebody and they willingly, you know, violate you, and you're just gonna be like, well, I'll forgive you anyways. But the crime is even worse when you've done it intentionally. You know what I mean? When you've done the thing intentionally, it's even harder for me to get over. If you treated me bad intentionally, that's even hard. But it's easier for me to let go if it was not intentional. So you saying that go ahead and commit your sin and go have sex and God will forgive you anyways, that is the wrong mindset to have. And God is not dumb. He knows He knows our thoughts. He knows our hearts. You know, so like there's grace, there's mercy, but for you to plan your sin out, okay, I'm gonna plan out my sin. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna wear this. I'm gonna go to this house. We're gonna do this, and then after we do it, and then I'm gonna feel bad, and I'm gonna go ask God to forgive me. That ain't cool. So have somebody who knows responsible and who you know can hold you accountable. And even when you fall, someone who can encourage you and pray for you. Okay, that's another one. So like I said, that one wasn't more of a boundary. It was more of a, you know, just having an accountable, having a partner who is accountable, accountability partner. Man, that was a tongue twister. Yeah, so it's very good to have a partner that's going to hold you accountable. Another boundaries I would like to set is, like, it's good for us to talk about sex. You know, those things are going to come up. Those things are actually going to come up. But you have to put boundaries to your conversation when it comes to sex. You know, you can talk about sex like okay, you're waiting to get married, to have sex, and like those kind of like godly conversations and stuff like that. It's a conversation that's gonna come up. It's not a sin to talk about sex. But now if you start talking about sex, ooh, how do you like it? You know, how do you put it down? Girl, I see that backside. Girl, send me that picture. Girl, let's phone sex. Girl, Nah, I think there should be boundaries on how far you take the conversation of sex, just to put boundary in it. You can talk about sex, but don't let it go left where now you guys are having phone sex. And then before you know it, you're in the bed. So have also boundaries on your conversations. Have boundaries on your conversations. If I start to talk about sex with a partner and I see that it's going left, I'm gonna have to put a stop to it right away and be like, listen, this conversation just went left. Let's chill. You know what I mean? So let's talk about it in a way that brings glory to God. You know, a way that we respect ourselves, that as well. Okay? And also another boundary that I would like is, don't ask me for no booty pictures, please. There's so many people out there who be asking for, send me a picture. What kind of picture are you expecting? kind of thing. Like, send me a picture. Send a picture of what? You know, like, I don't want a guy to ask me to send a picture. There has to be boundaries on that. Don't ask me to send you a picture of nothing. Don't ask me what I'm wearing. Not as in like what I'm wearing if we're going out to dinner. Are you dressed casually? Like, are you dressed up? You know, when guys ask, what are you wearing right now? What color panties are you wearing? That will turn me off completely. That will definitely turn me off completely. And I might just have to block you. Oh my gosh, that is so unattractive to me. When a guy says, send me a picture, what color of underwear are you wearing? Come on, like, respect yourself, boy. Respect yourself before you wreck yourself, kind of thing. But that is another boundaries. These are just the things I can think of at the top of my head. I'm sure the list goes on. Not staying in the car at night with that long conversations that, you know, sometimes when you're in the car and you just be talking and talking, you can lose track of time. Before you know it, you might in the back seat with your bra out off. And, whoa, I'm talking like I've done this before. No, I haven't. Okay. Anyways, back to what I was saying. You're talking in the car for so long, before you know it, you're in the back seat, your bra's flying off, his boxes is out. You know what I mean? Like, those car conversations after a certain time at night can get really intense. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. The Bible says not to put confidence in our flesh. Girl, I cannot put confidence in my flesh because I know I can admit that I am weak, okay? I am weak because I choose with the Lord does not exempt my body from feeling a certain type of way. I am young. I have hormones. My hormones are raging. I'm the age of childbearing. You know what I mean? Like, no wonder. I feel like no wonder, like, back in the day, girls got married so young. Like, people got married so young, 15, 16. But these days, people don't get married as fast as people used to get married back in the days. Times have changed. But guys, what are your boundaries? What are your personal boundaries? What do you think you can handle and can't handle? But as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video was encouraging. This was just, like I said, a quick video to just share kind of like my boundaries in dating, especially in godly dating. Yeah, if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Guys, I see people watching the videos, but they're not subscribing, but it is what it is. But like the video, comments. I don't know if you guys are liking the videos or not, like, because you're not liking the videos, and also because liking the videos and commenting also help the video, to be honest. But anyways, I pray that whoever's meant to see this video will see this video. But I love you guys. I will see you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye.
I thank God for the best up.